Hey, what's going on, guys? I was actually going to record the video last night after the Washington Commanders game and how they won, but I decided not to. Was going to do it today at the house, but unfortunately I can't make it to my house, so I'm doing it on my cell phone. We call them car joints, making a video from your car. So we're going to talk about the game in today's video. Talk about what kind of it means from the playoffs yesterday going forward for our beloved Detroit Lions, as they will be hosting the Washington Commanders on Saturday at 8 p.m. Super excited for this game, and I'm really happy that we're not facing the Rams and the Vikings. Honestly, you get tired of facing the same teams. That was one of the reasons why I'm really excited about this Commanders game, because it is a team that we haven't faced this year and obviously repeated in the last couple years. It just seems like the Rams and the Lions and, of course, the Vikings. So it's something a little bit different, and that is nice. The lines came out for this game. They're all over the place. I've seen one where the lines are 10-point favorites, 6.5-point favorites. We'll wait till the line smooths down a little bit. Obviously, the game ended just a couple hours ago, basically. So we'll wait a little bit for this. We're going to do the big breakdown tomorrow, so expect for a bigger breakdown of the Lions and Commanders. Because the game is on a Saturday, instead of doing a Wednesday video, we're going to push it to tomorrow. And then, of course, we're going to have the live stream watch party, play-by-play commentary, Lions and Commanders, and that will be on Saturday, and there's going to be a lot of people in my area. We're all going to be together, so it's going to be fun. Get ready for that. In the comments right now, though, put 16 in the comments section for Jared Goff. Why is that? Because I support Jared Goff. And with Jaden Daniels winning last night, there's a lot of talk, or to see CBS Sports HQ going on about how the Commanders are going to upset the Lions. I'm sure some right now, Pete Prisco out there, CBS HQ, thinking somehow the Packers are going to win, even though they lost. And by the way, the Packers lost last night, as you know. Lost players. They're done. Disaster for that franchise, LaFleur and all them. So they're gone. Washington Commanders. We're going against a quote-unquote rookie quarterback. Now, at this time, I got to keep it a buck, folks. Generally speaking, it's already been through a whole season. Already won a playoff game. So, yes, technically, he is a rookie, but he's got experience. With that said, Aaron Glenn, I'm sure he's got things up his sleeve that he hasn't seen yet. And that's something that we can look forward to, going in this game on Saturday night. But with that said, we get the mobile quarterback, the offensive, or the rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels. They love to run, obviously. It's a Lamar Jackson light type of player. If I look at years past, I would say this would be a matchup I would not want to see, because it's the mobile quarterback. I do think that the Lions, in this case, you're going against a quarterback that, yes, he's mobile and they can put points on the scoreboard, but I think the Lions can do some things to slow him down from a defensive perspective, and he has thrown a couple turnovers. We've seen that, right? But that's not really the matchup, in all honesty, that I'm looking forward to, or what I think the Lions have a real big advantage is. It's not the Lions defense or the Commanders offense. It's the other way around. It's the Lions offense versus the Commanders defense. There's one area, and we're going to talk about it more specifically tomorrow, part of the Commanders defense that's going to be a significant advantage for the Detroit Lions. A huge advantage. Big advantage. And that is the Lions' ability to run the football, the line of scrimmage, and the Commanders' inability to stop the run on the line of scrimmage. And the Commanders are 30th ranked run defense. And now you're going against Jahmyr Gibbs, one of the most explosive running backs in football, against the best offensive line of football. And oh, by the way, Knuckles Montgomery is coming back as well for this game. And you know the Lions are going to run the football. So that is a matchup we're going to be talking about a lot this week, I'm sure, specifically in the video. I'm sure the One Pride podcast, we're going to talk about it. But that is why I'm excited for this matchup here. Now, look, of all the teams that I wanted to face, I thought the Packers would be the best. Why? They were beat up. And I think the Lions really could bring it to love just because of the 7th seed. They're having some issues. He was having some issues, throwing some interceptions. My number 2, though, was the Commanders because it's not the fact that I think the Commanders are the weakest team or anything like that. That's not the case. It's the fact that facing the Vikings again, yeah, I think the Lions would win the game, but it is a team that you face in the NFC North quite a bit, right? And then the Rams with Matthew Stafford, you get tired of facing the same things. And so I wanted the Commanders to pull the upset, and they did over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So what team in the comments did you guys want to face? This was the Commanders for me, because if it wasn't the Packers, it was the Commanders for me. That was my second team that I was looking forward to because of their defense, and I just didn't want to see the same old games again. And it's going to be loud for this game, folks. It's going to be really, really loud. It's going to be hard for that offense and for the Commanders to come into Ford Field and try to beat us. Now, I know they went Tampa, and they just beat them, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But Detroit's a different beast here. And I think this is, of all the teams left in the playoffs, the Lions got the best matchup. Now, let's not just talk about that. So the Lions are going to be facing the Washington Commanders, and I do have the Lions winning this game. Again, I'll do the breakup tomorrow, my prediction, all that stuff tomorrow. We'll get into that. You got to see about the playoff game tonight, right? We got the Rams and Vikings. The winner of that game goes to Philadelphia. Now, there's a couple of interesting matchups here. I think if you don't want to face the Philadelphia Eagles, I think the Vikings would be the team you'd want to root for, because I think they could travel well to Philadelphia, and I think they got a good enough defense to really bring some havoc there and slow down Saquon Barkley. I think they do have that ability to do that, and that would be the good matchup for look, if the Vikings can pull off an upset tonight, I think they could beat the Eagles. I think it would be harder for the Rams to beat the Eagles. I think it would be. And by the way, I wasn't that impressed with the Philadelphia Eagles. I was not impressed. I watched all the games. I seen all of it. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of blowout. We seen all the blowouts except for the game yesterday. It wasn't a blowout, thank God. But I wasn't too impressed with Philadelphia. But still, I would rather face the Vikings in the NFC Championship game. Plus, think about this, right? The last game of the year was for the NFC North. The 14 wins, we knew about that, right? And the 14-2 versus 14-2. Wouldn't it be cool to finish it off with the Vikings coming to Ford Field? We just spanked them, right? I think it would be a great matchup because Sam Darnold holds onto the ball longer than he should, right? And for our defensive line, that really does help out. We've seen it was a matchup problem. Now I know they got great wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, but that's not what we're looking at. Sam Bradford, right? We're looking at the quarterbacks. What quarterbacks do you think could savage the Lions' defense more? Do you think it could be Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold, or Jalen Hurts? I'm going to go with, I think Stafford would savage his defense more. I think Jalen Hurts would be the second quarterback. And then I think Sam Darnold would be the third. Now, of the teams that are strongest, the Eagles are the strongest team. That's why, if we're for a rooting guide, I think that would be the way to go. If not, again, who would you rather face, right? Would you rather face the Eagles if the Lions to win, right? The assumption is Lions to win. Would you rather face the Eagles, Rams, or would you rather face the Vikings? To me, of all those three, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Vikings because and they say, look, you can't beat a team twice or three times. Why can't you? If you're just the superior team, you're the better team, why can't you? I don't subscribe to that idea that you just simply can't do it. And I think the Lions are the better football team. Matter of fact, I think they're the best football team right now in the NFC, right? I think if you're looking at the AFC, the Bills is scary. I think the Ravens are scary, and the Kansas City Chiefs, we'll see what they can do next weekend. Obviously, they're a great football team, Andy Reid. But I would rather see the Vikings in the NFC Championship. All in all, man, can't wait for the game tonight. Can't wait to see what's going to happen here. It's not in LA, it's in Glendale, Arizona because of the fires over there in Southern California. LA area getting destroyed and demolished. Prayers up to everybody over there. But yeah, I think the Lions it's setting up perfect for the Lions. The playoffs are setting up perfect right now, and everything that you can hope for, disregarding the injury front, we all know that stinks. But everything else is setting up really well for our beloved Detroit Lions, and this could be the year that the Lions legitimately have the Super Bowl. Facing the Commanders just seems like, to me, just another, being that number one seed's so good because you get the lowest of the seedings. And I do think that the Commanders are the least of all the rest of the NFC teams. I think they're the least of it. I would rather face the Commanders than the Rams or the Vikings or the Eagles. But they're still a good team. And by the way, if you're a Commanders fan or if you're a Lions fan, don't just disregard the Commanders. They're a 12 wins the regular season. They just won in the playoffs. They win on the road. So it's not disregarding of just all the teams that's left. I think that they would be the weakest in the NFC. So that's my thoughts there. Tomorrow, get ready for that breakdown video. It's going to be really good. We're going to break it down. It's going to be better than a cell phone video. It's going to be better than the audio here. But with that said, folks, adios.